So this video is about the 7 habits and postures that I, as a chiropractor and a physiotherapist, will not allow my children to do. Because these 7 habits and postures all contribute to back pain and neck pain. Now, back pain and neck pain in children is often dismissed as just being growing pains. But do you realize that about 33% of all children under the age of 18 complain of back pain and neck pain regularly? Now, I cannot stand here and say, hand on my heart, my kids will never ever assume these postures, because I don't ever watch them all the time. But what I can tell you is if I see them assuming one of these postures, I will definitely correct them. So this video comes with a handy worksheet that I'll link to that in the comment section below. You can print it off, print one off for yourself, put it on the fridge, print one off for your children so they can be reminded what postures to avoid as well. And let's get started and let's reduce the incidence of back pain, neck pain in your kids. The number one thing I will not let my kids do is to self-pop their backs and their necks. Reason being a chiropractor myself, I can do a better job for them than what they can do themselves. But the main reason is that you can create a local hypermobility if you self-adjust all the time. Now, a local hypermobility, it develops when you are repeatedly stretching the capsule and the muscles and the ligaments of a spinal segment in your spine. Now, this won't happen if you adjust yourself once a week. If you throw your head to the left and right and it pops, or you twist and turn your lower back and it pops, absolutely fine. But the problem often is, once you start, it becomes a habit. So you start doing it once a week, you start doing it twice a week, 3 times a week, every day, a couple of times a day. And that's when you're creating this local instability or hypermobility. Now, this can be reversed. When patients come to us with a local hypermobility, we give them a spinal stabilization program. But hey, prevention is always better than cure. Now, the second position my children must avoid is to sit with the legs off to one side and a diagonal hip. It creates all sorts of asymmetric pressure in the pelvis, in the spine, and the muscles and the ligaments of the area, and it could contribute to back pain. Now, I'm not saying to you that if they sit like that once in a while, they get back pain. That's just not true. But what you want to do is you want to break the habit. And the same goes for the following position, is when you're sitting pigeon-toed. Pigeon-toed is actually not very good for your hips. Again, if it happens occasionally, don't panic about it, but if it becomes a habit, that's when you need to stop it, because again, it creates all this asymmetric pressure on pelvis, spine, muscles and ligaments in the area. Actually, a better way to sit is to sit cross-legged. That's actually quite a natural position for your hips, or you just sit on the chair. So this next position is definitely the favorite position of my son. Lie down with your head propped up on the side of the sofa. Well, I mean, we can all imagine that the neck is not designed to be in this position for a prolonged period of time, especially not for the length of a movie or a television series. So try to avoid this position. The next position we need to try to avoid actually is not just limited to children. Adults should avoid this position too, is sleeping on the stomach. Sleeping on the stomach means we have to turn our head all the way to one side and also tilt it just to be able to breathe, placing a lot of pressure on your neck. Now, changing a habit is not easy. If you're used to sleeping on your stomach, it's not easy to go and sleep on your side or your back. But what you could try and do is place a pillow under half your front, near where your belly is, so you sleep in a 45-degree angle, and that already reduces the pressure on your neck. It's all about trying to break a habit. So the next posture your children should try to avoid is a very common one, is hanging with their heads over their devices for too long. And this will definitely lead to what we call a tech neck. Now, reason being is an adult human head weighs about 4.5 to 5 kg, which is about 10 to 12 pounds, and our necks are designed to withstand that kind of pressure. But the problem is, due to leverage, every time you move your head an inch forward, we're adding 10 pounds of pressure to our neck and our spine, which will long-term definitely contribute to a neck pain. So the best thing is with children is to buy a stand, place a tablet in the stand, put the stand on the table, and make sure your kids sit upright while watching their tablets. So the final thing to avoid is wearing a backpack using only one strap, or which is way too heavy. When you look at backpacks these days as children, and it contains textbooks, it contains a laptop, it contains a drink bottle, a pencil case, sometimes a PE kit as well. So my advice to parents is buy a smaller backpack as you can get away with, so they can't carry too much, and try to create a habit of wearing both straps instead of one. I hope the tips I've shared in this video are going to be very beneficial for your children in helping them to avoid back pain and neck pain. This video comes with a worksheet which is available for a small fee. Just click on the link down below in the comment section. You can print it off, place it on the fridge, remind you and your children about the proper posture and which postures to avoid as well. So for now, I'd like to say bye for now. Take care of yourself. Take care of someone else as well, please, if you can. And bye for now. Bye-bye.